Hello and welcome to episode 173 of Controller Club, the friendly face gaming space, a podcast where three friends from three continents share in one love, and that is video games. On today's show, Xbox Game Pass has gotten a little bit pricier, EA has new ownership, and in honor of the release of Ghosts of Yotei, we will be deciding the very best open world in all of video games. But before all of that, my name is Kleinfeld, and alongside me today, as always, are two of my best friends in the whole wide gaming world. First, coming to us from across the pond, it is the digital art daredevil himself, Tom Drew. Tom, how's it going?
It's going good. Yeah, I'm fresh off of visiting this like Pokemon pop-up in London that they had going on this weekend. It was basically just like this like stamp rally. They do a lot of these in Japan, but it's like basically this thing. They give you a sheet of paper, you get a bunch of stamps, you get a free Pokemon pack, and some free like in-game currency in like Pokemon TCG Pocket as well. So it's pretty cute. You got to see like they had some of the cards on display, and it was just a cute little fun thing to do on a Sunday morning. So yeah, feeling pretty good.
I think I saw headlines about that and was going to send it your way. And now I'm glad that you actually went and did it yourself
Yeah,
because I would have been so upset had you not gone and I'd forgotten to
yeah.
send it to you. But glad you did. Next up, it is the journalist extraordinaire, the Australian abroad slash the Canadian in training, prepping for a trip to New York Comic Con. Lauren Rouse. Lauren, how's it going? You got the Fantastic Four jumper on, so you are like in the comic mood right now.
I guess so. I didn't put that on intentionally. I just did it because it's starting to get cold, which makes me sad. But yes, I'm preparing to go to the Big Apple where I haven't had any Pokemon adventures, but I did learn there's a Nintendo store there. So I will be
There
checking
is.
that out while I'm there and have some things to report when I come back.
It was once the Pokemon Center, if I'm not mistaken,
It
right? And
was.
they transformed it into just a general Nintendo store.
Yeah, they have some stuff on like the second floor too, which is like I guess they have like old consoles. They have some like I can't think of a better word other than like relics or like artifacts from Nintendo history. So definitely, at least for that alone, like definitely worth checking out. It's pretty cool.
You'll come home
All
with
right, it's on my
merch.
list.
There's plenty of Animal Crossing stuff at these
Oh
Nintendo
yeah.
stores, including like
Didn't need
dishware
to know that.
sets. And I've seen some nice like teacups on saucers that you can get with like Annabelle, Isabel,
No,
the yellow dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Please take pictures and send them back to us. Next week it will just be Tom and I, maybe a guest. I'll see who we can find. But Lauren is headed off to New York Comic Con. Let's get into the podcast because we've got plenty to talk about. We've got some big news stories this week. It's been a very busy week in the world of gaming. So, Tom Drew, give us that news jingle and let's get into it.
It's the news we choose. Yeah.
We'll start with me. We'll go to Lauren. We'll end on Tom. Xbox Game Pass may no longer be the best deal in gaming, guys. This is coming from Tony Maglio at The Hollywood Reporter. You know it's a big deal when The Hollywood Reporter is writing about the video game industry. Xbox is raising its Game Pass prices ahead of the launch of two new handheld consoles on October 16th. The new breakdown across a trio of tiers, Essential, Premium, and Ultimate, is focused on the number of games available in one's Game Pass library. It is platform agnostic, which makes sense considering the upcoming Xbox ROG Ally handhelds and half console, half PC, or are half console, half PC. The new Game Pass Essential tier costs $9.99 per month, but is just 50 plus games to it. Premium boasts 200 plus games for $14.99, and the new Ultimate plan features 400 plus games for $29.99. The pricier tiers have additional benefits like the number of year one and day one games available, as well as increasing levels of Microsoft rewards. The quality of streams for cloud gaming and the wait times for games also get better as you pay more. Finally, only the most expensive option now includes EA Play, PC and Xbox Ultimates both did before, as well as Ubisoft Plus Classics and Fortnite Crew. You can find additional details over on the Hollywood Reporter website. Formerly, the PC Game Pass plan cost $11.99 per month, and the prior Ultimate iteration, the one Xbox console players used, ran $19.99. There were some other differences, but they were less dramatic than the current splits. The big deal here, one of the big changes as well that isn't mentioned in this report, only the top tier of Xbox Game Pass gets Microsoft Game Studios Xbox first party games day one. They're taking it away from the other tiered below it. Obviously, bumping the price up to $29.99 US. I don't know what it is here in Canadian, but it roughly translates to about an Xbox Series S console a year if you're paying for that top tier. So I want to ask you guys, Is Xbox Game Pass still the best deal in gaming, or have they ruined it here? Tom, Drew, what do you think about these changes?
Yeah, this is rough. I think this in a lot of ways was a long time coming. Like they just couldn't sustain
Well,
themselves on
we asked for so long, how sustainable is Xbox Game Pass, and it turns out
yeah.
not very much. Like
Yeah,
not very at the price they had it at, not very sustainable at all.
yeah, otherwise they wouldn't have made these decisions. So yeah, I mean, it is disappointing. I think like as someone who's never kind of I've never been in the Xbox ecosystem like from a consumer standpoint, so I've never like had Game Pass or anything like that. But I just feel like at this new, if you're going for the ultimate plan, which is like the one I feel like a lot of people would want for those day one releases, like it just doesn't seem worth it, at least to me at this point when like 2 months worth of Game Pass Ultimate is basically, a one AAA like $60 release. So you might as well just get that one game you want. Because realistically, like I guess you can like play other games in the meantime, but at least I know for myself, like if there's a big game, like Yotei, which just came out on PlayStation, which is kind of separate, but like I'm gonna be dedicating most of my time just to that. Like I'm not gonna have time for like to play all these other games. So the fact that you're getting this like day one release, um, all these other stuff on the side is fine, but it's like, am I realistically gonna have enough time to dedicate to all of this other stuff that is coming with? So like the price kind of all of that, it just doesn't make sense to me at least. Like for a lot of consumers, like I just don't think. I mean, and it's proven too because like all of the like headlines I've seen have just been like mass cancellations from subscribers and that sort of thing. So um, look, I mean, yeah, like I said, this is bound to happen. I'm sure that a lot of this is like Xbox almost or Microsoft's kind of like future proofing this thing, so they make a massive kind of price hike, so they don't have to do this incremental thing over and over again, and this kind of stays this way for a while. But um, it does feel kind of rough, for sure.
I think earlier this year it was 17.99 for the top tier, and now it's all the way up to 30. The other big change is that second tier, which I guess they are calling. It's so confusing now because they have an essential. PlayStation also has an essential. PlayStation also has an all. But they're interchange. They're like different. The premium tier, the second tier, you will get Xbox Game Studios first party games within its first year on the service. So it's not coming day one, but within its first year after release. What does that actually look like? We'll have to see. Is it going to be like, 364 days after blank comes out, then it's coming? Or will it be like depending on the project? But I do think that depending on the person, this change, obviously everybody's different. Some people will still see the value at $30. I don't know if everybody will. I don't know. What do you think about it, Lauren?
Yeah, I think you have to be really invested in Xbox's catalog to get the most out of this, which is probably the same for any other of these subscription services as well. It just feels like a particularly significant price hike to go up a whole 10 US dollars, I think it is, or
It's a
like you say,
50% jump from where it was.
so it's doubled in price.
No, no. So I'm trying to figure out what the right. It's 50%. It was at 19.99, and now it's 30 or
Oh, okay.
29.99.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so 1.5 times the price basically.
Yeah. And like Tom says, I hope that just means that that's where the price is going to stay for a while because, you see like every year Netflix increases prices, every year Disney Plus increases prices. And it's just become a thing where it's like they just do it and like risk shedding subscribers and things like that. But people, will come back, do their 1 month, leave. As someone who had Xbox Game Pass, that's definitely my approach to it. I just get it. I will pay the ultimate tier for 1 month, try and play that game that I want in that month, and then cancel it. And that's kind of, I think, what myself and like a lot of people will have to do, particularly after this price hike. I'm not sure if they offer yearly tiers or like annual tiers, but if they don't, they probably should. I know that PlayStation Plus, like if it was, I mean, it's very expensive, but the annual deal ends up being kind of okay. And so I think that's kind of what keeps a lot of us locked into PlayStation Plus, even though we might not use it that often. I only use PlayStation Plus to play online, which is like a crazy amount of money to spend on that. Um, So for something like this, like maybe that's something that they should have done. But yeah, look, anything going up in price these days is not going to be very welcome because people just don't have the spare cash like they once did. And it feels just it's just frustrating. Like I get it, everyone's trying to make a buck here, but it's Xbox we're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's there seems to be, I don't know how much of an Xbox decision that this was. Just we've talked about it many times, but in the years since the Activision deal went through, I think that Microsoft has had Xbox a little more under a microscope than it had been previously. And so obviously this generation hasn't turned out the way that you would want if you're Xbox. We don't know the numbers because they won't say them, but they say it could be 2 to 1, like PlayStation 5 to Xbox Series consoles. So I don't know. There's talk today about insider reports and is Xbox getting out of the hardware business and things like that. I don't think that's the case, but this is looking much more like this is going to be the main part of our business moving forward. Like we're the consoles are nice and the handhelds are nice, but can we put Xbox Game Pass elsewhere and just get these $30 or $30 a month monthly subscriptions and have that roll over?
Yeah. Well, like to add to that, like you mentioned the Activision Blizzard deal. I just want to read this like quick bit from this recent Bloomberg report that kind of touches on like the Call of Duty sales in relation to Game Pass. And this is from Cecilia Denastasio. And just this quick little bit. So, according to former employees with knowledge of the business, the latest iteration of Call of Duty Black Ops was the top-selling video game in the US last year and the biggest ever for the franchise. But that was largely due to Sony's PlayStation, which accounted for 82% of the sales. So, like, obviously, they put Black Ops 6 on Game Pass, which is great for Game Pass subscribers, but like that's a massive amount of revenue that Microsoft is kind of leaving on the table by not being able to sell that, well, or not be able to push those sales as hard on their own their own box. So um I think like this price hike is definitely like reflective of that. And yeah, it will be interesting because like, yeah, I saw those reports as well of like, are they gonna just become basically like a Sega and get out of the console business and just become like a third party studio? I think that is a possibility. I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen in like the short term, but yeah, it's definitely looking a little dicey for them.
Well, they're about to release $1,000 handheld, so they're
Yeah,
obviously
yeah. I
have
mean, I
some
like,
promotion towards that.
and I think like that as well. I think if I'm not wrong, at least one of those comes with like a 3 month Game Pass Ultimate subscription. So I think that's a way of also like trying to get people onto into this like uh ecosystem there. I wonder if like the value proposition with those handhelds will like work out with these new Game Pass price hikes. But yeah, I don't know. Like I just question Xbox every day now at this point because I'm just like, what is going on, man?
I did see that GameStop, the store, has put out that those prepaid Game Pass cards will continue to be $19.99 at
Yeah,
GameStop stores moving forward. So really, it's like, okay, that is that is something that will remain true at every store that those exist at until those are sold out. It's just GameStop is very publicly like poking fun at Xbox. And man, like I'm sure the Xbox community management team, everyone, employees at that down in Redmond, down in Washington, had a tough day when all this news came out. But the straw that breaks the camel's back for me if I was a Microsoft employee would be having GameStop making fun of you. Having
yeah.
GameStop, the business that was supposed to that has become Funko City, like that's all they sell anymore. They're the ones making fun of your business decisions. Going from one financial story to another, Lauren, there's been an acquisition in the gaming industry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this week it came out that EA is being acquired. I pulled this from Tom Gherkin at BBC, who wrote, Electronic Arts, EA, one of the biggest gaming companies in the world, has agreed to a deal to sell the company for $55 billion. The consortium of buyers include Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, PIF, Silver Lake, and Jared Kushner's Affinity Partners. EA is known for making and publishing best-selling games such as EAFC, formerly known as FIFA, The Sims, and Mass Effect. It is understood to be the largest leveraged buyout in history, where a significant amount of the purchase is financed by borrowing money. The deal will take EA private, meaning all of its public shares will be purchased and it will no longer be traded on a stock exchange. The purchase price puts a significant 25% premium on the market value of EA, valuing it at $210 per share. It is the second most valuable gaming purchase in history, following Microsoft's $69 billion deal to buy Call of Duty publisher Activision Blizzard, which went through after significant battles with global regulators, with the UK concerned it may damage competition. In the end, the deal was only approved after Microsoft handed the rights to distribute the firm's games on consoles and PCs over the cloud to Assassin's Creed maker Ubisoft. So we're not any kind of business experts on this podcast, but we are gamers and this is a big deal. Do we have any initial thoughts on this deal, how it's being handled, who is buying it, what it might mean for EA? Klein, I'm sure you've been following this.
Yeah, this is like the big story of the week, and I am concerned. I don't know how much change we're actually going to see in EA games. The big concern for me, from what I can tell in the like business reading I was doing, is just the amount of money that was like borrowed to put onto EA to buy this. Like it's approximately $20 billion in debt, which, if you know the story of Toys R Us, is the thing it keeps getting compared to, where they were very similarly bought out and went private with a lot of debt, and Toys R Us continued to be profitable, but not profitable enough to service that debt and eventually went bankrupt. So that scares me as somebody who, I'm not a huge, like a diehard EA FIFA player, but I like the Star Wars Jedi games enough and things like that. It is also concerning. It's just another instance of the Saudi royal family and that government getting into various things: entertainment, gaming, sports. They are really, really pushing this. I think the term they're using is like, or the term experts are using is sports washing, where they're like trying to convince the rest of the world that they're a cool, fun, happening place because they have like this big comedy festival with all these names on it, and they've got the famous golfers, and they own EA, and yet they're like committing like human rights atrocities and things like that. So it is concerning. There's a lot of layers here that you can like dive into, but just like top level, I am I'm worried that EA doesn't exist in a couple of years, or I'm worried that their games maybe start to like, what sort of influence do these new buyers have on the games that are being made? What does a new Sims expansion look like under this control? What does the next Mass Effect look like under this new regime's control? It's just like it's kind of makes your stomach turn, and really like is quite concerning to me.
Yeah, worth noting that Jared Kushner is also Ivanka Trump's husband and one of the advisors to the president, so you can guess where his ethics are. But yeah, I think that is definitely a concern. But I think, at least for me, the most immediate concern is the employees. I think this
Mhm.
will like they're making a debt. They're going to go in debt to make this deal, and the quickest way to recoup money is to cut staff. And I saw even some reports saying that like they plan to use artificial intelligence to make
Yeah,
things cheaper,
Trier
which is
had that.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm like, okay, let's see how that goes for you. But yeah, I am genuinely concerned for the staff because EA has offices all over the world, including quite a few here in Canada, in Vancouver. So yeah, I fear for them in particular. I think that will be the immediate fallout that we see is like a huge restructure and a huge culling of employees, which is very sad in this time because we've already seen so much of that in the last few years. But Tom, do you have any other thoughts?
I mean, I kind of just echo what you guys, as you say. Like, I think I look at all these like big buyouts that we've had with these corporations over the past like couple of years, and like have like really we got any like that? Like, has anything like that good come out of them? Realistically, for the consumer, like a lot of it, like the negative really does, like, for me at least, outweigh the positive. Just like you said, Lauren, the layoffs from this, like there's an insider gaming report from some Bioware employees, and they're, from that report, were worried that like they're going to be one of the first to experience those cuts, particularly after Dragon Age didn't sell as well as they had hoped it would. um So yeah, I just feel for the developers of EA. Like Klein, like I'm not like as invested in EA's franchises. Like Jedi is the one that I'm like that I am really like gunning for out of them. But I do it is kind of a wait and see of like how is this gonna impact like how these games are made, because I it does feel weird to have this kind of oversight over these pieces of art, really. So I can imagine like this decision was made because of FC 26. I mean, a lot of the kind of Saudi Arabian things have been pushed is like sports, like Formula 1 and
They just
like
bought Evo.
but yeah, they just brought Evo as well, which is pretty crazy. And football, a lot of football stuff is um related to that. So, um, but yeah, just kind of sucks. Like I don't really I think there's anywhere else to slice it. It's just I wish this didn't happen. To be honest.
Yeah, I think the most we can hope for is that they will just purchase it and be hands off and let
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
studios do what they want to and continue to fund them in that way. But given that they need to recoup costs, I imagine that there's going to be like a shelling of portfolios. Maybe they'll sell them off, and then that's how those
That's what I was
companies
gonna
can
ask. Do you
continue
think that,
to
like, a
survive.
BioWare gets sold with Mass Effect and Dragon Age and all the IP that kind of fall under it? If that's the case, who would buy it? Like, who I don't BioWare is an interesting one just because they have had, like, Dragon Age didn't the great game, didn't sell all that well. Anthem, Mass Effect Andromeda, like, they're coming off a string of misses, and it's
Yeah.
like, would a buyer line up? Someone like Respawn, I think, would have somebody knocking at their door, but there
Like
is
Disney would probably buy them.
yeah,
Yeah.
BioWare, I'm not too sure, but we can hope that these portfolios are sold off to other buyers and they continue to do their work instead of being completely shuttered. But my cynicism from the last few years does not really lend itself to that scenario.
yeah, it's no fun. Bad news, not good stuff, but hopefully, as you said, Lauren, nothing changes, and this is just the PLF, PIF sitting there going, look at all the cool stuff we have. Why would we touch it? Because we want that like positive value being driven towards us from the outside world. Next up, Tom Drew, potential Halo remaster.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, potentially, yeah. So, from one Xbox story to this one, Halo Remastered might be finally happening, and this comes from Blair Marnell at GameSpot. So, Microsoft and Halo Studios teased an upcoming announcement earlier this summer to coincide with the Halo World Championships event later this month. While that announcement is set for a panel on Friday, October 24th, an unofficial report indicates that a remake of the original game, Halo Combat Evolved, is in the works from the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered developer Virtuos. According to Rebs Gaming, Abstraction, a studio under Virtuos's umbrella, is co-developing the Halo remake with Halo Studios and handling most of the work. Xbox Era subsequently corroborated the report, which also states that the remake will utilize a hybrid game engine that utilizes the Halo Reach engine for the game's mechanics and Unreal Engine for the visuals. This could potentially be the first version of Halo to hit PlayStation consoles, but that has yet to be confirmed. Abstraction previously created accessibility features for Halo the Master Chief Collection, which included the 2011 remake of the first game. So we might be finally getting Halo. We've like kind of heard about like a remaster coming to other consoles like for ages at this point. I mean, I don't know if this is like the same thing, like necessarily like with that like that was going to be one thing where the Master Chief Collection was going to be released, and then they decided to just be like, okay, we're just going to do the first game. But yeah, it's kind of, if this is to be believed, this could be Halo's time to come back. But will we be playing this game if it does launch on like PlayStation, Switch 2 potentially? Lauren, does this potentially get your interest in playing Halo?
I think it's the potential of what this would mean that gets me excited, in that it is a big, like, classic Xbox game making its way to PlayStation for the first time and opening up a new audience to that. But I've never had an interest in Halo, not to be blunt, but like this coming onto a new like I have an Xbox and I don't play it. So like this coming to a potential new console still doesn't really entice me. It's like I might like if it comes on PlayStation Plus, like I would like maybe try it for a weekend or something. But to be honest, I'm really out of my first person shooter era, so this doesn't really do anything for me.
Yeah, I mean that's fair enough. I think for me, like I've just heard so much about the first Halo game. I mean, I played multiplayer Halo 3 and Reach back in the day. So the fact that this is also on the Reach engine is kind of interesting to me. I wonder how that's gonna if that's gonna affect anything with how this game feels compared to like how the game originally released. But if this does come to Switch too, I think I'd pick this up. I think I'd be I just want to see like what the hype is about because people put Halo on such a pedestal, especially that original trilogy. So seeing where it all began, I think would be kind of cool. But Klein, you've probably had the most Halo experience out of all of us. Would this get you to dip your toes back in once again?
I think it would. Like, I really do enjoy the Halo world and the lore, and I think that Bungie, from all my time playing Destiny and things like that, I just think Bungie makes shooting a gun in a game feel better than it ever has. What really, really intrigues me is how deep this remake could possibly go. Is it just a new Unreal Engine 5 coat of paint, or is it going to feel much more like a Resident Evil 2 is probably the comparison point that it would make. Is it going to really, really modernize the game, make it feel a lot newer? Just because Halo 1 does feel like a game from 25 years ago, going back and playing it. It feels old, it feels antiquated, so a new coat of paint can only go so far. And there's a couple games from that era. I think Ocarina of Time is another name that could really benefit a modern, beautiful, well-playing way to play in like 2025, as opposed to only having these like classic versions that are getting quite clunky and at some points like not great to look at. Even I know the original Halo has like a bit of a charm in some of its graphical fidelity, but it is also a lot of just like muddy polygonal browns and greens, which I would like to see in beautiful Unreal Engine 5.
Well, it's like the best comparison I would think is like the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy or the Spyro
Mm.
Reignited trilogy. Like those looked that they played the same, but they were updated and they looked like got a visual upgrade. And they also brought those games to like Xbox players, like where they had previously only been on PlayStation. So I feel like this could be a similar scenario.
Yeah,
I
that's a
almost
good
want it
point.
to
Like,
play different. Like and I don't know if they'll do that. Like I almost want it to play more like a modern first-person shooter because it is that original Halo chemistry is very slow and prodding, and you don't have a lot of like the modern conveniences that I don't even think there's a sprint button. Um I might be wrong on that though. So I think it could really benefit, and maybe that's what they're doing with this like Halo Reach side of things, because that it was like
mhm.
nearly a decade after the original one. So maybe that's where that comes into it, and then it has this beautiful new coat of paint. But I almost want it to be something even deeper than Crash, even deeper than Spyro.
Yeah, with a kind of like an RE remake, or even like a not necessarily to the extent of FF7 remake, maybe, but
Yeah,
like kind of just making it a feel a bit more
closer
than
to
just
that than just a new coat of paint.
yeah, for sure. I think it would be kind of cool if they did both. Like they released this remake and then made the original game like more widely available, so you can like get the best of both worlds. You can still play the original game to see how it compares to this like uh remaster. Yeah, I
But they
think it would
have
be.
they have the Master Chief Collection. They did an anniversary version of this game a decade ago, maybe. I think like before Master Chief Collection even came out. So there's plenty of different ways to play Halo 1, but it's going to feel like Halo 1 no matter how good it looks.
Mm,
I want them to change that.
yeah, I think they could. I think it's possible. I going off the Ocarina of Time comment. Not to put you on the spot, Lauren, but is there any game like past game that you still would want like that kind of remaster, like remake that brought into the modern day?
Oh, obviously A Dog's Life.
Oh God, that's not where I thought you were gonna go, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Where is
I
it?
think make it happen. Microsoft, you've up to the game price, but like, would a dog's life get you on board, Lauren? Is that what it take to to
Unreal
I
pass
Engine
would be
5.
nice.
Gonna see every hair, every whisker on that dog.
Yeah, I mean, since I mean, it would have been Sly Cooper would have been my answer, but that came out. I mean, it's the same games; they weren't remastered or repolished, so that could be nice if
Hmm.
Sucker Punch decided to go back and like do a polished collection. But the other thing is the fourth Sly Cooper game that was PS3 era, so definitely not the same era, but is kind of basically unplayable unless you still have a PS3. So it'd be nice to add that to like and do like a proper 4 game collection.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed they finally release that out of its shackles.
Give me Pokemon Red and Blue. We've talked about it so many times, but
God, we need it. We need it back.
okay, that's gonna do it for the news this week. Tom, Drew, give us that outro.
It's the news we choose. Yeah.
And we jump over to the best open world in gaming bracket. Because Ghosts of Yotei is out, we are playing it. It is our new Game Plus Video Game Book Club game of the month for October. So please play along with us. Let us know what you think as you're going, and we'll do a deep dive later in the month. We thought it'd be fun to break down the best in open world gaming, the best open world to experience. The thing is here, we are not actually going to be voting on, we won't be crowning a winner of the best open world game. We are crowning a winner for the best open world in games. It is the world itself, the things you can do in it, all that, and not actual the full gaming package itself. Before we get to the bracket, guys, I want to ask the two of you. I want to know sort of a criteria of what we'll be working with here today. What to you makes a great video game open world? Lauren?
So many things. I think it is a feeling of wanting to be in it more or less. So for me, like one of the big things about that, it might seem reductive, but it is the visuals. I want to be able to enjoy looking around and wanting to take screenshots and go into photo mode and things like that. Like that is kind of a big um, requirement for me. I also I think size is important in terms of like ratio of doing things. Like you don't want it to feel too crowded and overwhelming, but you also don't want it to feel too empty. So those are definitely things that are important. And I think something that I'm definitely thinking about with while playing Ghost of Yotei for sure is the actual like activities in the world. Like, do I want to go and do them? Are they enticing to me? Are they manageable, or are they like, do I just want to always skip these types of quests that are available in the world? So I think those are probably my main criteria.
Tom, what about you? What kind of headspace are you coming into this with?
Yeah, I think similar to like the first point Lauren said, like being physically in the world, how fun is that to be? Like, I think one big thing is like not just kind of the world itself, but like navigating the world, how you're able to get around. Because some games like have an amazing open world, but like sometimes the feel of it isn't up to snuff compared to other games. Others have like amazing vehicles that allow you to like explore the world in like really interesting ways. So I think it's that aspect to it, but also yeah, like the kind of the amount of stuff to do. Because if you have this like amazing, gorgeous world, like that's great, but then if there's nothing to do in it, it does kind of the motivation to explore it does kind of wane a little bit for me. So I think those are the kind of the two big things that I'm looking for.
And it's not just stuff to do. You can have all sorts of boxes I can check. It's engaging stuff. It's like you said, Lauren. It's
Yeah.
how much do I actually want to go and interact with these different things? Because there are some open worlds that you open up and I'm like, there is so much going on, and I don't feel inclined to do any of it. And that can be a really big issue. So finding that balance of like, is this it is more always better, not necessarily when it comes to open world games, but it can definitely help. I know for a long time, the gaming conversation was we have the biggest open world in gaming. I know like the Just Cause series, which was a lot of fun. I don't think we'll be talking about any of those games here today. That's what they prided themselves on. It's like we have the largest map in all of open world games. And it's like that's super cool, but how much fun stuff will you have scattered around that? And I think the big thing for me is how alive does your world feel? Like there are some games, even Ghost of Yotei a little bit does this for me. It does feel alive, but there are some gamey elements to it. And then there are other things like Red Dead Redemption 2, where it very much feels like I am just an occupant in this world and this isn't even a video game. And I like those, like, I do love a living, breathing open world where I'm riding my horse and I come across and I see a hiker who has broken their ankle, and now I am on this story that I never meant to be on, and it wasn't marked on the map at all, and it's just something that naturally happened. So I think like Rockstar Games and even some of the like Skyrim does that a little bit, where just like these emergent gameplay moments happen. Even Yotei, that's one of the things I've been really enjoying about it so far. But I think we should get into the bracket. We have a list. We're going to put it into a random name picker. I'm going to share my screen for you guys, and I guess the YouTube audience, right, Tom? Is that
Yeah,
how
they're
that?
gonna love it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to officepoolstop.com. Gotta give credit where credit is due. Yeah, and we will be picking matchups randomly as we go. The very first matchup that we will be starting with today is okay. That's a good number one overall. Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Starting
just
off
gonna do
strong.
TOTK going up against Infamous Second Son. That infamous Second Son.
Interesting. Interesting.
Does anybody feel strongly either way to start?
Well, I've only
Well,
played one of these.
me too.
Yeah, so I guess we know who we're voting for. Klein, you'll have to deal with that.
Okay. Which
Yeah.
ones have we played? Tom, you have played Tears.
Tears of the
And Lauren, you've
Kingdom.
played Infamous. Excellent.
Yes.
Lauren, what is it about the Infamous Second Son's open world that you enjoy? I'm assuming you're the one who put it on the list.
I like it because it's a real place. It's in Seattle, and having been there a few times, I find it quite cool to like go around and explore. It's a sucker punch game, so they're also, ironically, we're talking about Ghost of Yotei. This is their their game before this franchise began. And yeah, I think I quite I like my fantasy worlds, but I also like exploring our world in games, and I think Infamous Second Son does a really cool job of that, because you basically have like this wish fulfillment thing of being a superhero exploring this world. You get to like jump and fly through it. You get to like, you know, fire at trash cans or whatever, like ride on the metro rails and stuff like that. I think it like has some really cool opportunities in that real world.
And Tom, what is it about Tears of the Kingdom that you love?
Well,
Or
I
its
think it's
open world, not the game.
yeah, not the game itself. I think because obviously, like a lot of this open world is from Breath of the Wild, but I think the way they bring you back to it, and give you all these different tools to navigate it really sets it apart. Like you can create these constructs that you can basically create like cars and tanks and bikes and gliders and all this different stuff to explore. Not to mention that they also introduce the underground and the sky islands as well. So there's just this other layer, other layers, literally other layers, to the kind of verticality of the world, and exploring all that is just so much fun. Even like the fact that because for a lot of people, like they've played the first game, so coming back into the world, seeing what's the same, what's different, also adds like that kind of element to it. And like as well, like it's gorgeous. Like looking around, the cell shaded art style makes that world just. I don't think Hyrule has looked better. I don't know if I don't think it's like a controversial thing to say. Like everything is just so well crafted, and the art style just really supports that. So yeah, that's why I'm going with that.
I will say I am picking Tears of the Kingdom because I love. I think Tears of the Kingdom as an open world is one of the best instances of quality over quantity. There's not too much to do, and everything in it is so hyper engaging. Every single shrine, every little challenge you find, every Korok seed is something that I want to keep coming back to. What I will say, Infamous Second Son is probably my favorite open world to traverse around, just because the traversal in that game feels so good. The only thing I might put over it is like the Insomniac Spider-Man stuff. And they're just flying around with the different powers you have as Delson is really quite amazing. But I am going to say Tears of the Kingdom. Sorry, Infamous. You made it on the list. Next up will be Assassin's Creed 2. It's okay if I say AC2. We're going to know what that is. It's not
Yeah.
Ace Combat.
It's not Animal Crossing too.
It's not Animal Crossing 2. And Batman Arkham City.
Oh,
Oh, that's tough.
Very similar
Oh.
eras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. Also,
So to be
both
clear,
AC
Assassin's Creed 2 is the
the first
what's it
ACO
called?
game.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just 2, isn't it? It doesn't have a subtitle.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
2.
Because the other ones after that were like Revelation and things like that.
Brotherhood. Yeah.
Brotherhood. I loved Brotherhood. I am going to, I think, plant my flag in Arkham. I do really like the AC2 open world. That's Venice, right? I love running around on those buildings, climbing up.
Yeah.
That's when they really like, of course, I think the parkour has gotten better since then, but AC2 is a huge step up from the first game, and I really like it. I like Ezio, the like way he can traverse around that. I just think that Arkham City's side content in the open world, like the things you find, I think it's a bit of a cheat code because you are finding like these like comic book villains and everything ties into their own villain story, but it does make it feel like this living, breathing like Gotham in a sense. Also, once you get that upgrade when you can like grapple hook onto a building and double press X and just go flying off.
Yeah.
Oh my
It feels so
god.
satisfying. Yeah, this is really difficult because yeah, I think like the kind of places you go in Italy, in Assassin's Creed 2 are so um they're so well crafted and like just beautiful. Also I think it's worth mentioning that um that Assassin's Creed really like defined parkour in that era, and it really made me want to do parkour because just like going around Italy like as Ezio, like oh, it's so cool. And I remember like
Did you
as
do it?
kids like we dabbled, you know, it wasn't that like intense or anything. Like we won't go to buildings, but like, you know, we were like, you know, having a bit of fun. Um so yeah, it's definitely got that angle because I think like going across rooftops as Ezio is a lot of fun, but same time, like I said, Klein, like when I first found Bane in Arkham City, I was like, this is crazy that they've hidden all this stuff around. And the gliding, like as Batman, one of the coolest ways to traverse uh in a game, I think. So, yeah, I think I have to go Arkham City as well.
I mean, my vote's not going to matter, but I think I am with you guys just slightly. Assassin's Creed 2, though, is of them all the most nostalgic for me, though. I remember I'd just been to Italy when this came out, and I was then playing it, and I was being like, oh my God, I can climb like the Duomo in Florence, and like I can jump on
Yeah,
like the boats in Venice. And so that I really loved. It's kind of similar to the infamous Second Son thing when you've been to a place and you get to like revisit it in a game. It is super special. But I think I can't even tell you what the side content is in that game. I just know that I was enjoying running around and climbing things. I'm not sure I had a purpose to it. But like the Arkham franchise in general has like probably some of the best side content in its open worlds in any open world. So I think it's a three for all,
Shout out Riddler trophies.
except for those.
Um, is Arkham City the best open world in that franchise?
we'll
Well,
see
let's see
if
if it
it comes
comes up.
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up is GTA 5. Going up against how timely Ghost of Tsushima.
Ooh. Oh man, okay.
Well, I'm going to go first. It's going to be Ghost. I haven't played GTA 5, but regardless, I think Ghost of Tsushima is one of the best open worlds in gaming, like hands down. I can only like count on my hand a handful of times where I've just wanted to stay in the world and run around aimlessly and do nothing and fulfill all the side quests, and that was one of those games. And it's also just so beautiful. Like, you know, I was thinking, I just remember looking up being like, is this a real place? Can I go there? Like, I know it was like set hundreds and hundreds of years ago, but it made me want to go there in real life. And I think that's like a huge testament to how great that open world is.
They also perfected navigating the open world. Like it's so
Oh yeah.
simple, and I'm surprised more people haven't done it. But the swiping up to do the wind and
Yeah.
the seeing the birds and the fireflies and the foxes, and if you follow them, they like it makes it so it incentivizes you to go and explore more than I think
Yeah.
just about any other open world I've ever played. I I'm gonna pick GTA 5 just because for me, like the living, breathing aspect of it really does go a long way, and I've never experienced a game. Maybe a Red Dead Redemption 2 is the only other game that comes close to it, but just like the amount of just emergent stories that happen in GTA 5 are awesome. The mayhem that you as a player can cause, they give you so many tools to just like have your own fun in that. I think like GTA 5 could be my forever game, whereas I don't know if Ghost of Tsushima could.
Yeah, this is tough. I think like you say, Klein, like it is fun to jump into GTA 5, which is really the only way I've kind of experienced that game and just like drive around, cause chaos, and I don't know, put some music on, just chill. Um, so it's like impressive that they crafted that and created this sandbox that does feel so like engaging that you can just like keep coming back to in that way. I think I have to go with Ghost of Tsushima though, just because
Okay.
when you mentioned the wind thing, like I think that is such an elegant way of like navigating the open world, and really, I don't know, it really does immerse you, in all of that, and yeah, like Lauren mentioned, like the world is so beautiful, like just the vivid, colors that you come across as you go through different regions, like I don't think I've seen like colors as vibrant as I have seen in Ghost of Tsushima. Maybe I'll come across that more and as I play more of Ghost of Yotei. But yeah, I
There's some
think
there's some vistas in Ghost of Yotei that I was like, oh
okay,
my god, this is
can't wait to see
this
him.
is insane. Okay,
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima, congratulations. I will just have it on the record. I voted GTA 5. Just putting that out there. Okay, I wonder where GTA 6 would land on this list. If you guys would feel differently. Next up is Fallout 4. Headed to Boston. Another real place, Lauren. And Far Cry 6.
When was the last time you went to Boston?
Never been.
Exactly. It doesn't look like that.
It doesn't? What? They don't all live
Yeah,
in the
sorry.
baseball park? This is interesting. Fallout 4, Far Cry 6. Far Cry 6, the Giancarlo Esposito Far Cry
It's
in
like
Central America.
I think it's like Cuba, or if
Yeah.
it's not Cuba, it's like a fictional version of Cuba.
Mhm.
I'll just double check if that's real.
I'm going to say Far Cry 6, even though I don't have a ton of experience with that game. I've only booted up a little bit and I've played a lot of Fallout 4. Fallout 4 to me is actually one of Bethesda's like most bland open worlds. I am not a huge fan of it. I think that like it doesn't have the big emergent story moments that something like a Skyrim has. I think even Fallout 3 has more of like I like that open world more. I felt more inclined to explore it. Maybe it's just like the setting of actual like Boston and the surrounding area was quite boring to me. Whereas Far Cry 6, a little more colorful, a little more even chaotic, even though Fallout 4 takes place in an irradiated wasteland. So yeah, I think Far Cry 6 is getting my vote today.
Yeah, just to follow up on that, it is a fictional location called Yara. It's an island in the Caribbean, but it's heavily inspired by Cuba.
Cool. Central America. We got it.
I have played neither of these games.
So you're looking at screenshots right now.
Yeah, I'm literally looking at screenshots on Google Images, and I'm like, "Ooh, this one's pretty pretty." I will reserve my vote until Lauren votes.
All right. Well, your vote's not going to matter because I'm going for Far Cry 6.
Good.
Okay, I was going to say Far Cry.
You had your
We
chance.
we don't need to dwell on it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Far Cry. There's a lot of Far Cry DNA.
I think Far Cry does really great open worlds.
They do.
In the latter games.
Yeah.
Next up is okay, here we go. Tom, you're gonna need to try and convince Lauren and I of some things here. We have Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Oh, great.
Going up against Chronicles X. Going up against Cyberpunk 2077. Do we need to discuss?
It's so over.
Wait, can I please just say
yeah,
like
make
one
your
thing?
case, Nintendo fans.
Would you actually? Which one are you actually voting for? You like both.
I do. This is a little tough, but here's what I will say about Xenoblade Chronicles X. Right, so you have 5 massive regions in the game. They're all very varied, based on like kind of different biomes. But the one thing that sets it out, and you can't do this in Cyberpunk. I don't know if you could do it in any of the games we have listed. Maybe I could be eating my words. Maybe the closest, maybe Tears of the Kingdom if you built something. But Xenoblade Chronicles X lets you pilot a mech and fly around the world in this giant mech and fight massive monsters. It turns into a bike when you like go and land as well. It's just I don't know. I've never felt so powerful in like a giant mech in a game like this. And it feels incredible. It plays this like beautiful music when you get in the mech. And you get to see these vistas and locations from way up high. It's really impressive, and the fact that this ran on the Wii U, I don't know, I thought it was pretty astounding. So that's what I'll say about Xenoblade. I don't think that's going to convince you, but I wanted to shout out the fact that you can fly a mech in an open world. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
But
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk has laser swords.
Come on, guys, you can have laser
Sorry,
swords in
Tom.
Xenoblade too. Come on.
Cyberpunk's going through. Shout out Xenoblade. I played 3. I liked what I played of 3. Here we go. Next up is another Bethesda game, Starfield,
Okay.
against Horizon Zero Dawn.
I feel like this is an easy decision.
So do I.
But
One, you have an entire galaxy to explore, planets upon planets of complete emptiness with nothing to do. Another is a fairly, in modern terms, fairly tight open world experience with robot dinosaurs where everything you do feels like it matters.
yeah, to shout
Yeah.
out why Starfield isn't going through. It is, I think, a case of like there was high hopes on that game, and it was just bogged down by like for an open world that was like touting like this freedom of exploration. You spent most of your time in menus and loading screens, and that is just not how it should be. You should have freedom, not all this structure that kind of binds you to like menus basically. So it was a shame. It had a lot of potential. If they do a Starfield 2, I hope that they iterate on it a little bit more.
Bethesda's got to do some soul searching before their next game because that formula is wearing thin.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, of the little I played of Starfield, I can't say I was like too impressed by it. And
Too many
yeah, it
spiders.
just yeah, honestly, like the spiders alone, I think the fact that those are in an open world is like doxer points for sure. Uh, but yeah, I think like the fact that these planets are so barren, if they had focused it more and made like I don't know a handful of planets that were really
We
populated
have
and
a
a lot of
solar
stuff to do.
system that every
Yeah,
planet is this massive dense thing. Or if they'd gone the complete other direction in like a game that might come up, done the No Man's Sky thing where, hey, here's procedurally generated millions of planets and there's going to be
Mm.
procedurally generated quests on all of them. Whereas what was there, it's like we have 15 planets where there's interesting stuff to do and the rest are just kind of empty.
yeah. So it just makes it super super pointless. Whereas yeah, like in Horizon, like obviously beautiful world, like the creatures that inhabit it are really fun to hunt
Going
down
after those creatures is a lot of
y-
fun.
yeah.
The
So
upgrade
they
paths are really great. Like the way that the open world activities tie into upgrading
Mhm.
your abilities.
yeah for sure. So it's got to be Horizon. Like there's no question.
We've got a fun little matchup happening over there with Cyberpunk and Horizon next round.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
that's
gonna
gonna be
cross that bridge later.
Next up is Tom and I are gonna fight over swaying Lauren's opinion.
This will be fun.
Forza Horizon 5, one of my favorite open world games of all time, against Nier Automata.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Okay, yes, for context, I've played neither of these, so it will be a battle of it will be a
That's
debate.
exactly.
Yeah.
Tom,
Oh
do you
gee.
do you want to take the floor first?
The thing is, like, I'm trying to think, like, can I even convince like either of you that Nier is like a better open world than Forza? The thing with Nier is that like it's a really interesting world to be in, just because of the way, just the lore of it all, the way it shows kind of like humanity's downfall and like the fallout of that, and like how the world has changed and adapted to these kind of like androids taking over essentially. Um, but like I might be talking myself out of the argument, but like the locations that you go to, I wouldn't say are like as kind of as exciting as some of the other ones. I mean, there are some cool places you can go. Like there's this like circus area that you can visit, which is like overrun by robots, and they're all kind of like have like fake smiles and they're trying to like be really happy, even though it's kind of like it's very cursed situation. And you have these like foresty areas too that are kind of cool, and a big castle. Um, I don't know. I don't know if I honestly don't know if I can argue against Forza,
Let's
but
put aside places and visuals. What are the activities that you're doing?
well, a lot of the
Same question to
activities
you
are
as well, Klein.
mostly yeah. I think the main thing is just side quests. So you're doing a lot of uh, you know, it's a lot of fetch quests. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of just like hunting out enemies, finding different items for characters. A lot of that stuff is really cool because it is story driven. Like it gives you a lot of context and um, like reinforces the kind of thematic, uh, like just the themes of the game, of what it's going for about what it means to be human and all that sort of stuff. But is that really going to convince you guys? I don't know.
All right, Klein, say your piece.
Okay. Forza Horizon 5 is a fun machine of a video game. You might think like a racing open world, like how much can that be? How much fun can it be? I think Forza Horizon does a incredible job of making like the idea of the racing genre appealing to everyone. And how that's we're not talking about the game, we're talking about the world itself. How it does that is in the way that it presents its open world, where as Tom just said in the Nier Automata side of thing, all they're doing is just side quests, just side quests. Everything you do in Forza Horizon 5 means something to your progression. Whether it is drifting around a corner really fast, going off a jump, smashing things, you are constantly leveling yourself up, gaining rank, unlocking cars, getting stuff, and then that's not even on top of the actual like missions and activities in the world of doing the races, doing stunt challenges, doing drifting, but they vary it up so much on top of that where it'll be like, hey, for this mission, we have a movie crew here. You have to do some movie like stunts for us. Or hey, we built a life-size Hot Wheel track in the world and now we're going to go and like race on it. Or guess what? Now this game's a battle royale and you've got to smash the other cars to the last ones alive. I think that Forza Horizon 5 is just like so much fun. It almost reminds me of like endorphin hit wise, it reminds me a lot of like a Diablo game where just like every 30 seconds you are getting some sort of currency, some sort of XP, some sort of unlock for the next thing. And it's almost like, I think, Lauren, you might really enjoy it because it does have like that Ghost of Tsushima Far Cry thing where everything you're doing is meaningful and is progressing you further down your like journey in the game. And it takes place in Mexico.
Yeah. I don't know. It does sound fun. I am like I have some kind of secret, uh, like a secret soft spot for racing games. So I think I will go with Forza for that one. Good debate though, Tom.
Yeah, I tried. I honestly, as soon as I saw Forza, I was like, yeah, there's no way. There's no way Nier's getting through.
I want to play. I can't. They announced Forza Horizon 6 and it's going to be in Japan. I can't wait. I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
That would
Next
be
year's
great.
going to be the open world year. Okay, here we go. The last matchup for the preliminary round is Marvel's Spider-Man 1 against Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh.
I'll go first because we all know where I'm going to go. But Marvel Spider-Man scratches many itches that I've already brought up today, which is that like real world that you get to explore and see basically scale. And like the traversal is amazing. The swinging is so good. Like I would find it hard to top that in any game. Like I'm even like I said, I'm going to New York next week. When I come home, I've already re-downloaded like Spider-Man 2 because I'm like, I'm gonna want to go see all the places I've just been. So yeah, I think it's one of the best open worlds. And the quests, the side activities are so fun. Like you just want to clear the map because they're all good and they're varied. And yeah, I think it's really a really good open world.
Oh man, this is like this is really tough because I think like Phantom Pain really is built off of its kind of open world. I think you have two like main locations, right, Klein? You have
Yeah,
like
you have the desert and then the
desert.
jungly kind of moshy area.
Yeah. I think this game really lives on the fact that the sandbox is just so there is so much creativity to be had within it. like the way you can tackle different missions, interact with enemies. They give you so much. There's so many options as to how to tackle the kind of different activities you have around the world, or the worlds you go to. That I think that's really like it's just a really cool way of setting that all out. The like, collectibles you can find around like the little tape like music tapes that basically like you collect them and then you can play different music as you go around the world, like Kids in America and stuff like that, which is cool.
It's funny, that's the one I've thought of immediately as well.
Yeah, yeah, it's so good when you find that. But like going back to when I think of like worlds I like consistently go back to, like the amount of times I've booted up Spider-Man just to exist in it, like is countless. I think it's such a great uh like even once you've beaten the game and done everything, it is so fun to swing around, find some crime, beat some people up, then zip around and do the next thing. They just nailed that swinging mechanic. I don't think there's very few like traversal things in games that come close to how good that feels. I think, and so it has to be commended. I think I have to go Spider-Man as well, to be honest.
Oh, wow. Really? Okay. So
Yeah.
it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man's getting through. I think that both these games are the worlds that they exist in are two of the best. They're I like them for two very different reasons. I think that the Spider-Man is a world I could just exist in. I like turning that on and just swinging it's like free therapy. It is just so relaxing and I could do it forever. I think the side content in Spider-Man 1 is quite good as well, as Lauren said, but like Metal Gear Solid 5 is like the next evolution of game design and we haven't really seen anyone like pick up upon, hey, what if we had this amazing action game, stealth action game where you had the like sandbox powers and abilities of like GTA mixed with a bunch of other things. It just is so incredibly open ended. Like no one is going to play Metal Gear Solid 5 the same way. Because every time you enter that open world, you're coming in with your own loadout, your own music in the tape player, your own whether it's Demon Dog or what was her name, Quiet. Like you have
Right. Yeah.
all of these tools to go in, and then you're entering and you're doing the missions your own unique way. Are you going in completely quiet? Are you going in putting people to sleep and then tying a balloon to all the enemies so that you can take them back to your base and have them like, hey, this enemy knows Arabic and now my base can like read Arabic signs and things like that. I think like that to me is so cool. I think I'd probably vote Metal Gear Solid 5, but Marvel Spider-Man is amazing. The open world is incredible. Okay, these will go faster now that we have everything on the board. We are in the quarterfinals. We have Tears of the Kingdom going up against Batman Arkham City, Ghost of Tsushima going up against Far Cry 6, Cyberpunk 2077 against Horizon Zero Dawn, and Forza Horizon 5 against Marvel's Spider-Man. We start with Tears of the Kingdom against Arkham City.
Hard.
Jesus.
Hard. Okay, well, I am going to be voting for Arkham City purely just because I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom, so I can't really speak to it that much. But I do, like we've just said, like I really like the open world of Arkham City, and it's not too overwhelming either. It's such an achievable open world, which I think I'm not quite sure. Like I mean, Breath of the Wild at least was a huge map. I imagine that Tears of the Kingdom is similar.
Yeah, but and
So
there's
I think
three
it
of
has
them.
that. Yeah, and I think it has. So I think Arkham City has that going for it, and then also those little like it's a comic book fan's dream, like just the way all the little side quests unfold and play into character and give you like they flesh out this world as a place where like criminals are hiding in the shadows and things like that. It makes it feel like you're really in a Batman story. So that's why I think it has the edge.
Tom, is the world of Tears of the Kingdom good or is the game Tears of the Kingdom good?
That's actually a good point. I think
I think the world like I think it is. Like all the
yeah,
shrines and like the stuff you're actively doing is really really engaging and is some of the
yeah.
best stuff separate
Hmm.
from like the actual saving the kingdom story.
Yeah, because I think it is again like similar to what you're saying with Metal Gear, like the sandbox of it. I think is like
That game
you can
is the
approach
world.
it. Yeah, you can approach it so many different ways. Like, you know, I've seen things of like you have to cross a body of water, and someone will just like attach a sail to like a plank of wood, but someone will get like a wheel and attach pieces of wood to that and make like a flipper thing that like propels another platform to get you across to the other side. Another person will like I don't know, like get like a fan and just like put it on the floor and then and glide across. There are just so many ways you can interact with the world, and it just lets you do it, which I think is super. Um, it's just such a clever way of going about game design. I think of giving the player so much agency in this world. Um, so I think I have to go with Zelda.
I think I'm gonna go Zelda as well. I'm sorry, Arkham City. I just
Arkham is
even
so
looking at this
good.
list,
But
like Arkham City isn't my favorite superhero open world on this list.
yeah, but it is a damn good one. Like,
Yeah, it's really good. Okay, Ghost of Tsushima against Far Cry 6. Two very similar feeling games.
I'm not sure this is up for debate.
Oh, okay. You think it's Tsushima
I think it's
right across?
Tsushima.
Okay,
I think it is
easy.
too. I mean, going the one I played.
Yeah. Next up is Cyberpunk 2077 against Horizon Zero Dawn.
No, this is my nightmare.
Tough one. I know where I'm going. I
Yeah,
think
I
I
think. Go ahead, Tom.
I think I have to go with Cyberpunk. Like, I just love existing in Night City. There's so much for you to do. Um, the way they expanded it too with Phantom Liberty with Dogtown, and there's just so much more to explore as well. Um, it's so good. It feels so like uh lived in. Um, the side content with like all the different characters you meet, they feel so like integrated in that. Um, in that world. And even though it is this kind of like bustling city, the different districts that um you go to like just feel so varied, like from the Night City Central, but then also like when you go out to the Aldecaldos in the desert, and like that feels like its own little world too. Um I just loved being in Night City. Like I didn't want my time with it to end because it was just so much fun. So yeah, I'm going Cyberpunk.
Lauren's thinking. The
Oh,
gears
I
are
know.
turning. Oh, you know? Who are you voting for?
Because I think the main, like, I love them both, but I think the main differentiator here is that one is a first person shooter and one is a third person action adventure. And, like, for me, my favorite kinds of open worlds are, I think, the third person action adventure, which is why Horizon has the edge for me in this instance. I love the world of Night City, but I can't say I necessarily enjoy all the side quests and side activities because I find a lot of them to be like breaking and entering, shooting, like, the stealth sequences aren't that great. So that kind of puts it down a notch. Whereas, like, I think the quests in Horizon and the world is a little bit more varied, and like they have more. Like it feels more. I don't know, because sometimes you can do quests in Cyberpunk that are linked to, like, progressing relationships with characters and things. But I think the ones in Horizon like add up a little bit more to Aloy as a character. So I'm not sure, but I think Horizon does have the edge for me over that. Also, just the graphics are amazing and the world is so creative and beautiful. So ticks all my boxes.
I think today the thing I've been playing with the most in my head is like I like those emergent worlds, and Horizon doesn't have a ton of that. Like Cyberpunk feels much more living and alive to me. So I'm gonna do Cyberpunk. It doesn't feel
All right,
good,
where were you all in 2020 playing it the first time? Nope, didn't see you there.
but
Yeah,
we came back. We were there eventually.
yeah.
Next up is Forza Horizon 5 against Marvel Spider-Man. I'll say shout out Forza, but
Yeah,
I think it's
goodbye.
Spider-Man.
It's Spider-Man.
I love Forza. Oh, that Horizon. I can't wait for 6. Next is semifinals. Tears of the Kingdom, Ghosts of Tsushima against Cyberpunk 2077 against Marvel's Spider-Man. We'll start with Tears of the Kingdom against Ghost of Tsushima.
Planting my flag in Ghost till the end.
Tom?
I think I have to go with Zelda again. Yeah.
I'm going to say Ghost. I think the
Whoa.
world...
Is it at all recency bias or because of Yotei?
No. I think Yotei helped. Had I not played Yotei, I don't think I would be saying that, but it reminded me of how genius specifically navigating the world of Ghost is. And I think that to me, Tears of the Kingdom is amazing with all of the shrines, and every single one of them is gameplay genius, and it is absolutely incredible. The side stuff outside of that is lacking. Like the Korok stuff is a lot of fun, but what do you ultimately like? What's the reward? You get a little guy who shows up and he goes hee hee, and like that's kind
That's
of it.
cute.
From a world perspective, just the world, I think Ghost, every single thing in that game, there's not one thing that doesn't funnel back to like progressing you in this world, and navigating it is so easy, and all the side stuff is engaging. There's not one thing I'm like, oh god, not this again. Yeah.
Here's what I will say about Ghost as well. Going back to the Assassin's Creed 2, like it's not a major part of the game, but you can do a little parkour in Ghost of Tsushima, and I do like that. So
I mean, Tears, you can climb literally anything.
But
yeah,
you
you
have
can't
the.
park.
Do you still have the encumbrance? Like the meter that counts down, like
Oh yeah, the
you're like
stamina.
stamina, yeah.
Stamina. Sorry,
You
yeah.
can upgrade it, but yeah.
So that annoys me. Let me climb as much as I want. Don't limit my
You break the
freedom.
game. Okay. Next up is Cyberpunk 2077 against Marvel's Spider-Man.
Tough.
Oh man.
I think Spider-Man's my pick.
I think
Spider-Man's my pick to win this whole thing right now. But
I think I'm gonna go Cyberpunk. I think we're just it feels kind of rough to say that, but like I love the traversal of Spider-Man more, I think, but just the world of Night City feels so lived in.
I think that the traversal in Spider-Man feels so much better than anything in Cyberpunk, that any of its other faults like that would bring Cyberpunk up. Like it buoys it so much.
I guess so. But I will say with Cyberpunk, I don't know if you guys like got this on your build, but I found this like crazy dash ability in Cyberpunk where you could just infinitely dash around, and that it didn't feel as good as Spider-Man, like by any means, but like it did feel amazing to just dash around Night City like Sonic, basically. So it's got points for that. But yeah, I think Cyberpunk is where I'm going.
It's tough because, like, looking at the criteria we set out, like they both have pros and cons in all aspects. But I think for me today, it's Spider-Man because, like, it's a world that I actively want to go back to, and I think Cyberpunk can stress me out with just how big it is and how easy it is to like get bogged down in things, whereas Spider-Man feels very achievable.
Not doing anything here to dispel rumors of us being Sony ponies. We have Ghost of Tsushima and Marvel Spider-Man in our finals, but you know
They
what?
do good open world games. I don't know what to say.
Exactly. Okay, make better open world games, people. The final
like it's hard.
Ghost. It's easy. You just go. You have a linear game, and you go Control All Open World Enter, and boom, done. We have the final Ghost of Tsushima against Marvel's Spider-Man. I said it last round. Spider-Man's my pick. I just think moving around that world it's better than any other game, maybe other than Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Lauren, what are you thinking?
I was hoping you would go first.
Oh god. Oh man.
It's hard because I only played Ghost so recently. It's like
Yeah.
I slept on it for 5 years.
Yep.
But it was just like, as I even said it last week, like I regretted having to rush through it because I'd waited so long and missing out on all these things. but Spider-Man is so fun.
Pretty good.
Is
And
it
it's
all
like they
better in the
both have
sequel?
it. Well, they both have iterations of like, okay, Ghost invented the guiding wind, but Spider-Man has like the swinging. Like they both have pros like that are unique to them. But it's not a judgment on the game; it's a judgment on the open world. So,
Oh gosh. Oh, this is so. It's difficult because I feel like the traversal, like, Spider-Man wins hands down. I think it's tough because there are some really cool things you can find in the open world in Spider-Man, but I
All
think,
those
like,
backpacks.
yeah, the backpacks are
Chilling
fun
has a
to
little
collect,
story.
but, like,
like
the
Tsushima has
activities,
foxes.
yeah, and the hot springs. We can't forget
Yeah.
about the hot springs. Those are
How
pretty
much
cool too.
Spider-Man butt you see and not much.
Exactly. So,
Well, I mean, he's wearing a skin tight suit, so.
yeah, and you get that underwear suit too, in the first game. So
Yeah.
there's that one. I
And
think, like,
visually, they're both. I think visually, Tsushima has the edge just in terms of like
Oh, yeah.
design and
yeah,
color and all of that.
Yeah.
But Marvel Spider-Man still looks great. Like
yeah,
particularly on PS5 when you can do the ray tracing and things like
Like,
that.
Ghost
yeah,
is a wallpaper generator of a game. Like,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
every single shot in
yeah.
that game is
Every frame of
chef's
painting.
kiss perfect.
Yeah, I think today I will go Ghost of Tsushima, but I don't know
Lauren
if I
Me
feel
hated
to
that
good about
answer.
decide.
it. But yeah, I think I have to.
You made him
I,
decide. You told him you wanted to go last, Lauren.
yeah,
You
I just
made
hope
this
he'd
yeah.
make it
bet.
easy for me and like either agree with you or not. You
Oh,
know?
this makes for good podcasting.
Mhm.
You know.
Now she has no one to blame but herself.
I hope everybody likes 5 minutes of silence while I consider this.
Mhm. Pros and cons. Pro, swinging. Con, blank. What? Spider-Man con.
It does have some.
Yeah.
Like, such as, you're the one making a decision.
Well, like, I guess the first one, we're not really comparing it to the second one, I guess, but it doesn't
No.
have the gliding. It doesn't have,
No.
like, those little
But
flourishes that
similarly, we're not
they.
comparing it to Yotei, which has all of advantages in that as well.
Mhm.
True,
So
true.
Like
um,
wolves.
Like, what?
okay, I think then this is just I mean, I'm the one making the decision, so it purely comes down to
Yep,
faults of
it
my
does.
own.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I haven't completely completed the world of Tsushima. So I haven't technically seen it all. So Spider-Man, I have done to completion. So sorry,
Okay.
Tsushima. It was a very tough decision.
Yeah.
I thought it'd
Oh.
just be so appropriate if Ghost of Tsushima won the bracket we're doing it on, just so you
Yeah,
say. But
It got so
that's
close.
didn't think
Marvel
about that, but yeah.
Spider-Man is our champion. Thank you to all the competitors. Insomniac, your check is in the mail. But yeah, as we mentioned, we have been playing Ghost of Yotei, so let's jump over into what we've been playing. Has anyone been touching anything than Ghost? We can get that out of the way, and then we can do some brief Ghost discussion.
Yeah. I've been touching a couple different things, so should I just rattle off what I've been doing
Go
when we
ahead,
get into
Tom.
Ghost? Okay.
You've been playing a lot.
I've been playing it, yeah, a decent amount. So I went over to a friend's place the other night with some friends, and we were just playing like the most random games. He like randomly said like, "Oh, I just found that I have Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Like, should we play this when everyone's over?" And I was like, "I guess so." And it was hilarious because like we were all. Well, we weren't all scared, but I know me and a couple of us were like, "Oh, this is gonna." I don't know. We're like making jokes and laughing, but this is a little freaky deaky. I've never played Seven properly. I kind of know the story vaguely, but seeing it kind of play out was interesting, and seeing everyone else's reactions to it too was like kind of funny to be being like, "This is what Resident Evil is." So that was fun. But we also played another game directly after, which was the complete opposite vibe, and that was SingStar Celebration.
Hell yeah.
So we
Sure.
did a little karaoke session afterwards. Just the weirdest song selection. My friend Morgan, shout out. We played this song. It's that song like "Are You With Me?" That came out like I want to say like a decade ago. But he basically like I don't know what he was doing. Like he like perfected this one song. We played it like 3 times because we were trying to see if we could like beat him at his own game, but he would just like kind of mumble the
Yeah,
words
that's how you
and
win
like
those
just
games.
perfect it. Yeah, he just like and it was just like you get perfect. I was like, this is impressive stuff, I have to say. So shout out SingStar, I guess. But yeah, the other big thing other than Yotei is of course Hollow Knight Silksong. Still making my way through. I technically have rolled credits
Oh,
twice on the
oh,
game because, and I guess like mild. It's not really like major spoilers, but it's just talking about like how you get to certain points of the game. But like, if you don't know anything about Silksong, skip ahead, I guess. But Act 3, the game is split into 3 acts, but you can't unlock Act 3 until you basically do a bunch of different prerequisites. So I got at the end of Act 2, and I beat it. I was like, oh, I've I've beaten the game. Like I
that's
didn't
when
realize I'd
credits
done
roll
it.
the first time, is at the end of
Yeah,
Act 2? Hmm.
and then so I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm finished. But then I read up online. It's like, oh no, there's like a whole other thing you need to do all this other stuff too. So it's like, okay, I gotta do all this other stuff, I guess, to see the rest of this game. So it's a little frustrated.
You are doing it, though? Like, you didn't
I
just
am
go on
doing
YouTube
it.
and type in Silksong
Oh
True
yeah,
Ending or okay.
I'm like committed now. I'm like, I have to do this. I will say, Lauren, if you get to this point, uh, there is one really difficult boss fight that everyone is having trouble with.
It's the only
Um,
hard one in the game.
Yeah.
Only hard one, yeah, yeah. Pretty much the only one, hard one. Um, whose name's Groll the Great. He's like not mandatory if you're just playing it normally. Like if you just want to do Act 2, like complete the game, it's fine. But he is a bastard. He is like a crazy frog man that like chucks slime at you. There's also like sewage, I guess, on the bottom of the floor, and if you fall in, unless you have like the special item, you basically have it so that you can't heal unless you accrue enough like um silk to get rid of the effect that it's having on you. So he's
Mm.
got that, and then he's jumping around the map. He's this massive guy, and God, he's infuriating. I don't think he's the most. He's not the boss that I've had the most trouble with, but he's definitely up there. He's awful. To fight, but I did eventually beat him. But you need to beat him to be able to get to Act 3. Like he's one of the prerequisites that you have to do.
Nice.
So yeah, that's been fun. But yeah, I like once I got over that initial hurdle of being like, oh god, I like there's all this other stuff to do, like 5 more hours of gameplay before I can actually get to the third act. Once I got after that hurdle, like I'm back having fun again with this game. Like it is immaculate. Like
What's your hour count now?
I'm like at 50 hours.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
and like granted, I've been doing a lot of the side content. Like that's me basically trying to get every little nook and cranny. I don't think this is like a normal. I think you can beat the game in like 20-25 hours. So yeah, I'm kind of the anomaly here, but I think I still have at least like another 10 hours to go, which is kind of intimidating, but it's been fun at least. So
Is it still exciting for you though? Like you're still
oh
finding the
yeah,
joy in it. Okay. Well then
definitely yeah.
keep playing. Like especially at that point in the game where I think a lot of people will see the first 2 acts and
Hmm.
turn off and say
Yeah.
like I'm not like I would call that beating Hollow Knight's Look Song. Just
Oh,
even
for
because
sure.
like that post stuff is so I've heard of the requisites. It is so like in depth and so
Oh yeah.
thorough that a lot of people just aren't going to do it.
Yeah.
So, like at this point, this is your jawbreaker game. You can just keep licking that thing forever if you want and play an hour here and there as long as you have that muscle memory still.
Oh yeah,
Like
definitely. And I think like
you've probably moved on to other things. It's just this is the game that I'll play Little Silk Song. I'll progress this quest a little bit further.
yeah, the only thing that's like making me want to get through it relatively not quickly, but like I do want to see the end of the game soon is that like people are talking about spoilers and stuff and like I always see on the
Mm.
Silk Song subreddits like spoiler posts and I'm like, no, I can't look at this yet. So I think within a month or so this game will be finished. But yeah. Game of the year discussion, like I've said the past couple weeks, gonna be tough. Gonna
Yep.
be tough.
Yep. Lauren, have you been playing anything other than Ghost? Of course, Tsushima's done. You rolled credits on that, but it's just
Oh
been
yeah.
Yotei.
No, I've been living my best life, alternating between Hades 2 and Ghost of Yotei. Because obviously,
Ooh.
Hades 2 was in the lead up to Friday or whenever it came out, and then it's kind of been Yotei since then. But I am enjoying it because Hades 2 is my Switch game. And then Yotei's my like, okay, I'm sitting down for a session kind of game. But still really loving Hades 2, and it's great because I remember playing the first Hades, like it got to a point where it was too hard, so I had to look up which build should I be using to be the most powerful and I haven't really reached that point yet in this game. I'm still at a point where it's like I'm just discovering new builds by happenstance myself, or like uncovering like new ways to do things, and I quite like that, like those exploratory phases of the game. There will come a point where it's like, all right, I'm going for Kronos now, let's get the best possible build, and I'll go to the Reddits and the things like that to find out. But yeah, it's still really good. It's hard playing these games at the same time.
Hades 2 is also the only other game that I've been playing, and it continues to, after almost every run, there's just something impressive. There's some new thing for me to do. Like, I opened up a whole new mechanic the other day where I was like, wait, like, this was just here, like this, I'm going to be able to take this with me every single run from now on. And I'm like, where did this come from? And it makes life a little bit easier. And there's so many moments like that. And having the kind of two paths now, where if it gets too hard going one way, I'll just come back to the crossroads and go the other way and try and progress that. And then when I hit a wall there, then usually I can get past the wall down at the other end. I have met Kronos 3 times and I have yet to beat him. I've gotten him to the last half of health on his second phase, and it's just there's too much going on. I'm like, I have all of my death defies are gone. The charm I'm using that gives me an extra life is gone. I am here with just like 15 health and a dream, and both times have gotten pretty far. But there's just some of his attacks are really hard to deal with, and I would like to know, I haven't looked up a guide, but I'd like to know what people are doing to move around some of them, because a few of them I'm like, I don't know what to do here. He just flew at me and half of my health is gone, and there was nothing I could do about it. There's also a boss going the other direction from the crossroads that I'm at, where there's a few attacks that I'm also kind of furrowing my brow and going, what do I do? How do I get around that? So I'll learn. Just gotta, that's the whole roguelite thing. I'll get there and I'll find a strategy. But right now I am kind of hitting a wall on both directions.
Yeah, I haven't had time for Hades 2. Thus, like since those early impressions, so I am itching to like get back into it, especially because like I'm like just before like unlocking that second route, so I want to see just what's going on like
Mhm.
in Olympus, you know?
Do you have the second route open up, Lauren?
I think I just did, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't really gone there yet though. I'm still
Yeah.
focusing on going down.
Yeah. There's so much in this game. I'm excited to see more. But you haven't had time to play Hades 2, Tom, because you've been playing Ghost of Yotei. We've all been playing Ghost of Yotei. We won't do too much of a deep dive conversation. It is our new Game Plus video game book club game of the month for October. So please play along with us. And at the end of the month, we will do a full deep dive conversation on it when we are a little bit further. I'll say I have, Lauren, if you're savoring this game, I'm doing whatever the exact opposite would be, and completely unintentionally, I am almost 30 hours in. It's been out for 3 days, and I didn't play it all on Thursday. So my eyes hurt, my brain is numb, but I am enjoying my time. And from what I can tell, PlayStation has that little percentage marker on your main menu of how far you are. I think just main mission wise, it says I'm 40%. So I haven't been touching the story too much. I'm bamboo striking the hell out of anything I could find and finding wolves to hang out with and unlocking. I got the dopest set of armor yesterday playing. It's really good, guys. It's a really good game.
It is indeed. Yeah, I'm definitely not as far as you. Like I realized I had it on Thursday, so like I basically just was
I thought it
playing
came
it.
out on Friday as well. For the
Yeah, I
I thought it
know.
was the third, and then everyone was like, "Happy Ghost of Yotei Day." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And just went and looked, and yeah, there it was, playable.
It's crazy. Like I wrote it on my doorstep, and I was like, "Oh, cool! I can play the game now," which is fun. Yeah, I think like the start of the game, Because yeah, I'm pretty early in still. Like a couple hours in, I'd say like 5 or 6 hours in at this point. Um, I think the first initial kind of when they drop you in, it's a lot of like because if you haven't played like the first game, it's a lot of tutorials and like showing you what to do and that sort of stuff. So it took a little bit of like getting going, but once you are in the open world, it's like we're back. Like it just feels so good to explore. Um, the ways they've like shaken up the combat too. I love being able to like pick up fallen weapons and just like chuck them at people. Like it feels so satisfying to do that. I can't wait to unlock all the other stuff that's like undoubtedly in this game, like the different weapons and like guns and stuff like that. So yeah, overall like really enjoying it. I still need to see like way more because I've only just kind of like I've just sidestep the story and I'm just kind of exploring at this point. But so far I'm pretty pleased.
Yeah, I'm even less. I think I'm like 3 hours in simply just because I play at night and I get tired. But yeah, I mean, I only played Tsushima like within the last week, so it does feel like a very natural progression to come straight into this, and I think that's been an advantage. But yeah, really excited for what this game holds. And I thought I had another point to say about it, but you know what? We're going to have a big discussion at the end of the month, so I'll save it then.
Have any of you booted the game up since you started it from like full shutdown? Like, have you closed the game and reopened it?
Yeah, it just goes
I don't
straight
think.
in, doesn't it?
It's in, yeah, that's like,
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
really?
one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. It from hitting the app on your PlayStation bar, not booted up or anything. I think it's like 7 seconds someone timed it. I don't even think it shows the logos. It just
No, it
loads
doesn't.
and you're in the world. You don't go to the menu,
I
nothing.
don't know what the menu screen looks like. I've never seen it. Is there one?
Yeah, because
I
the
You know?
first time you start, it just
I
goes
wonder
right
if
in too. Like you have the
yeah,
PlayStation logos, and then it
Yeah.
starts with that opening cutscene. So
yeah,
there must be a quit to menu somewhere.
Maybe that comes at the end. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that
yeah.
I had to close it
App.
yesterday for an update and opened it
Mm.
up. It's like, whoa, so the power of the PS5 is on display here in that and the fast travel. Like you
Yeah, the
hit
fast travel's
something and
crazy.
it's insane. You can be across
Yeah,
the map and going way over here, X less than 3 seconds. It just goes to black, comes back up.
I
It's
think
insane.
also like one thing I noticed from having come from Tsushima is like they did really not all developers use this, but the using the dual sense, like the haptic feedback and
Mhm.
things like that, like they have
yeah,
taken advantage, and that's really great. Like I feel like only first party PlayStation studios use it
Yeah.
at this point, but that was something I noticed jumping into this one. I was like, oh, this is great. I
There
feel
are
like
a
it's
couple
next
things
gen.
that they do with the controller where I'm like, that was really cool the first time. I'm never gonna do it again. Like
yeah,
I will hit I don't wanna do that because it is there are some very gimmicky, like, let's swipe to do this and like, not blow into the
Mm.
microphone, but for all intents and purposes, you're blowing into the microphone. But
yeah.
yeah, a couple things that I did wanna mention about Ghost of Yotei. If you listener, or you two here as well, are having any issues with, um, motion sickness, I for some reason have found I get motion sick playing games. And never did before. I was having issues when you get on the horse and it goes to widescreen mode, and then the black bars or letterboxes disappear when you get off the horse. If you press R3, it won't do that. It'll change the camera to not doing that. And I was having issues where I would feel sick when it was doing that, and perfectly fine. All good. Also, there's an accessibility feature for this game's version of Gwent or whatever in Machine Mash or whatever it was in Horizon. They have a little game in here you can play. In the accessibility settings, there's a meter you can turn on so you can tell how hard you're like shooting in this little game, which makes it so much easier. But yeah, we'll have a deep dive discussion on Ghost of Yotei later in the month. Let's hop on over to Comment Corner before we get out of here. Tom, we got a couple comments this week from all of our shorts, the episodes, all of that. Who's chatting with us these days?
Yeah, so just a couple of comments here from our last episode where we talked about our Hades 2 impressions. So I'll just read them out here. This one comes from @Nobic123. They say, great Hades 2 chat. I'm about 20 hours in now. And honestly, the excitement, new unlocks, and narrative development are just as good at this point. 11 out of 10 games so far. And at Ryan Cortero, our boy, he's always commented here, says here that haven't got around to Hades 2, brackets too many games, so little money. I think we all relate to that. But glad to hear how it improves on an already great first game. Question for you guys. Do you see Hades getting a TV/movie adaptation, or would you even want one? Which I think is an interesting question, particularly after that recent trailer with the animated cinematic with Melanoe and her teacher. But would you guys be interested in that, Lauren? Is that something you want to see?
We've actually talked about this on the podcast. Klein and I did cast a Hades movie. I just checked; it's like episode 105. So
Oh yeah,
I guess at the time we did want one, and we
of
cast some
course.
people who we thought would be good in it. I'm not necessarily sure that a live action movie is the way to go, but I think we were thinking about voice actors at the time. So yeah, I would be into it. I think like the art style and just the depth of story in the game are kind of ripe for like translation into a TV show, particularly if they keep the same art style. But not sure. I'm not sure what it would look like, I suppose. Like it kind of has an inbuilt formula. Like if it was a TV show, it could be new runs each time, but it would be difficult, I think, to translate a roguelike into a TV or movie. So
Would
yeah,
it just
I
be
think I would be
Groundhog
open to
Day?
it. I guess so.
Which I think could be
Yeah,
fun.
I think I would be more
yeah,
interested in seeing like more of the because in Hades you have these fleeting interactions as part of the roguelike formula. It'd be interesting to see those like outside of the same standard formula. Like if it was like a prequel or something like leading up to these events or
yeah,
postquels, sequel
yeah. Like
in between
an
the two games.
in between call. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like The Lion King 1.5.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It
Hades
is 1.5.
1.5.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. I think that someone like the Castlevania anime team, like I would want it to be like
Yeah,
look like the trailers or like do like an anime 2D animation. I think would be. I honestly am surprised it hasn't been announced yet because everything's getting an adaptation. For this week's comment corner, I want to ask you, dear listener and viewer at home, what is the best open world in gaming in your opinion? You can let us know in the comments below, or if you're listening on Spotify, please leave us a comment and head on over to social media where you can follow us at Controller Club Pod on Instagram and Blue Sky, at Controller_Club on Twitter, and at Controller.Club on TikTok. Also, if you're listening to the show, you can watch us each and every week over on YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, leave us a comment, ring the bell. It really helps out. We put up the latest episodes over there, as well as segments and clips from the past. And as always, rate and review us wherever you get your podcasts. Tom, where can people keep up with you? And what do you have going on? I'm seeing you're doing stuff. You got stuff happening. So please direct the people to the right places.
yeah. A couple different things going on throughout October. Yeah, you can find me at Tom Drew Art, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter. I'm basically doing, as Klein kind of alluded to, like a drawing challenge for October. Back in the day, like artists used to do this thing called Inktober. I think that's still around, but a lot of people kind of fallen off with that and doing their own kind of art challenges. So I've kind of made my own kind of graphic, and I'm doing like a different drawing every single day of October. Hopefully, I hope I can do that. But I've already got like 5 up today. It's October 5th as at the time of recording. So they're up there if you want to check out that artwork. I think today was Rumi from K-pop Demon Hunters. So if you're a Huntrix stan, go show your support, and they mean a lot.
Our little niece, 3 years old, hasn't seen the movie, loves the K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack.
Really? Oh, that's so fun.
Loves. Yeah, was apparently singing Golden to Gabby's visiting them right now, was singing Golden the other day, which is
Oh, that's
absolutely just
great.
the best. Lauren, where can
Oh,
people keep up with you and what do you have to promote?
You can follow me at lrouse19 on the socials. As we teed up at the beginning, off to New York next week at the time you hear this, but should hopefully have some exciting things to be posting while I'm there. Maybe I'll get some things for the podcast. We'll find out.
We love that.
I said maybe.
We would love that,
yeah,
Lauren.
no promises.
You can keep up with me everywhere. I'm at the Kleinfelt, TheKleinFelt. That's going to wrap up this episode of Controller Club. As always, thank you so much for listening and watching. Now, let's get gaming.